my goal is to try to get people who can't understand where we're coming from, where you see what's going on in the world right now.
I panicked a little bit.
Hey man, it brings back the old days.
But I was always ready to go. Like, oh, anytime you show up to the party with this, it better be drinkable.
Oh, there's that cinnamon.
Anyway, so moving forward, I kind of just thought this, at least to initiate things here, to get the wheels turning, the ball rolling, if you will. I thought, you know, man, I want to get to know these fellas a little bit. I want to know who we're working with, and I wanted you guys to get to know all three of us a little bit. And also, I wanted to provide an opportunity for you guys to think. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a series of questions. We're going to hear some answers, but I thought it works well. I'd like the listener to kind of think of their own answers to the questions as we go. Kind of, you know, take yourself down memory lane a little bit, down future road. You know, I've never heard anyone say that, but I said it, so I liked it. So with that, my first question to you fellas, what was your favorite childhood movie?
So when I was growing up, my grandma had all of the Disney VHSs, like, and that'll date me, but you know, whatever. Like I'm talking Lion King, Aladdin, like all those ones, like she had them all on tape, and we used to get to watch whatever ones we want. The one that I found that got replayed the most is probably The Lion King. And so whenever that comes on, and I have a young daughter now, and now that we have Disney Plus, we have access to all those old movies. So I get to show her all of the movies that I used to watch as a kid. And the one that I was most excited to show her was Lion King. So Stephanie, Smoking Hot Stephanie.
Whoa,
She,
get it right.
She's not really a huge fan of it because, you know, spoiler alert, the dad dies in the beginning. But the rest of the movie is really good. And so, yeah, I guess that would be my answer to The Lion King.
Does it bother you, like, when she doesn't appreciate the movies that you love, like, with all your heart?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
a little bit, slightly.
Sometimes, but also, you know, she just turned 3, so like, it's, you know, different age range. Right now, it's anything that'll hold her attention, you know. So when she gets a little older, I'll probably show her them again, and you know, so she can, when she's able to like get it and understand it, and then she'll be able to pick her own favorite. And you know, it might hurt me a little inside, you know, but it's also at different times. And there's also so many new movies out now that I really like too. Like I just watched Soul on Disney Plus with Jamie Foxx, and like that movie was amazing. And you know, so shout out Disney, you're doing good things.
I have no idea what that is. Soul?
Yeah, Soul.
It's like a Pixar movie.
Yeah,
right?
it's an animated movie with Jamie Foxx, and it's I don't want to explain the storyline, but it's available on Disney Plus, and I would say it's really good. Like,
You should go ahead and shoot me that.
This episode is brought to you by
login.
Disney Plus.
yeah, I'll get you that login,
Yeah.
Ken.
Yeah. What, you got one?
I'll trade you logins.
Yeah, I'll give you one of mine.
The Pornhub.
I was gonna say I can't let Chloe watch those ones.
Yeah.
That's just for you.
Yeah, that's a in the bathroom kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know? All right, James, what's your where you at with that?
Well, I think definitely for me too was like Disney was obviously huge cornerstone for my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I want to go a little further than that and talk about movies I was obsessed with when I was a kid. I'll throw off, I think, 3. One of them being The Crow. The Crow was one that I was like heavily into as a kid.
That was good.
And then
I've never seen it.
the other one was the Ninja Turtles, Secret of the Ooze. I think it was Ninja Turtles 2.
Oh yeah.
Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, with that turtle and that wolf creature. Yeah, I was heavily
Master
infatuated
Master
with.
Splinter, bro.
Well, no, he had those 2 creatures in that episode. in that movie,
yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
Those 2 mutants that
Yeah.
he had. But I was heavily just infatuated with that movie. And then I think the third one would be just one I was obsessed with was Bloodsport.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Just
John Claude?
John Claude.
John Claude, dude.
That was my, like, people had Sylvester. They had, at one point for a period, was like Steven Seagal. Arnold had his time.
Right.
John Claude was my era, my guy. I was just, those are 3 movies that I can remember being young and just being completely infatuated with those movies, just nonstop. So it was a little bit of, you know, just heroism in those movies. I think I was tied to, and similar with Lion King.
I agree.
Yeah, so James picked like the coolest movies you could possibly pick. You know, well, Ninja Turtles. I thought it was dope as fuck.
It's that's why I call Gilbert Kino.
Shut up.
I call him Kino.
It does look like him.
Yeah.
All right. I guess that'll bring it to me. So it was a little bit of a toss up for me, and immediately when I thought of this, like the first thing I thought was just watching movies with my sister, right? As a kid, I thought what were like the two movies I think that we were like way into, and there's two that hit me immediately. Number one, the runner up was Cool Runnings.
Ooh.
Yeah, dude, I loved
Feel the
Cool
rhythm.
Runnings.
Feel
yeah.
the rhyme.
I'm a badass mother who don't take shit from nobody. I remember sitting there like, man, like
Hey.
I'm with you on that.
That's a mantra.
Yep.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
legit, you
For
know.
real,
You're
for
dead, man. You know what I mean? I really love that movie. It makes me laugh to think of Leon because he had one name, and you know what I mean. Like I don't know, that was the main guy. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a great movie, and it was tough for me to find one that I liked more. But I thought what was more something I think my sister and I were a little more into was, and this is a little change of pace there, but was Homeward Bound.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
That's a classic.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, Homeward Bound. I mean, I remember the VHS. I remember the box just being worn out. Like, dude, we would just watch this movie all the time.
Yeah.
And like,
Dude.
because you had Chance, and then you had like Sassy, you know what I mean? Shadow, you know what I mean?
Oh my
And I
god.
was like, Shadow's all old, and I was like, I'm like Chance, you know. My sister's like, I'm like Sassy, you know what I mean?
Talk about dating us.
All right.
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
used to make my grandpa go to the fucking. It wasn't even a Blockbuster. It was like some smaller.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like
Video
video
rental
flicks.
store.
Yeah, you know. So I used to go and rent that movie too, just on
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I always
yeah.
thought it was amazing they found their way home.
Yeah. At the end, at the end when it he's like, he was just too old, and then you our friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the distance.
It's like my boy. You know what I mean?
What a fucking
Oh,
movie though.
it's so weird because you guys know, like, I don't remember like details of things, but man, I can picture that like
Yeah.
right now, dude.
It's it's ingrained.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you know, and he's like,
Son of a
Peter,
bitch.
you know what I'm saying?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, but those are the two for me. And like I said, it's mainly for me. It's more kind of like you know, like I said, like kind of hanging out with my sister and being like, because you know, when you're little kids, you're like, I'm like my sister, but like we'd watch that, and I'm like, oh, I'll kick it with you.
Yeah.
So I like that vibe there, man, and so those are mine.
Nice.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Mm-hmm.
I thought yours were too, because Bloodsport, dude. I was a big Jean Claude fan, dude.
Oh yeah.
He did Double Team with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
I thought Dennis Rodman was cool as fuck as a kid, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like,
did I.
yeah, I was like, I don't know what's up with this guy,
Mm.
but he's cool.
I like
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Breaking all the rules.
For you listed Steven Seagal and all those guys, but also Jackie Chan was a huge one for me.
Yeah.
I watched like Super Cop and like Rush Hour, like those movies.
Rush
like,
Hour, yeah.
those were good for
I
me.
just watched Rush Hour.
Rush
Did you?
Hour?
Yeah.
That was
That-
iconic.
That holds
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that did.
And you know, too, Lion King, man. I gotta say, dude, that's one of my all-time favorites. And it's funny that what you're saying, like you get to show your daughter the movies. I literally have a giant box filled with DVDs that I've always said, man, one day, like if I have kids, you know, I'm gonna show them, and I don't. So
Yeah,
you know, I'm just
Not
gonna,
yet.
I'm
You
just gonna
don't
watch
yet.
them by myself.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? No, I'm just kidding. I am. But and now they're all streaming anyway.
He's building stock on a startup business,
Right.
which is
You know the
Yeah,
ridiculous
honestly-
thing is, it's like, where am I gonna do DVD player at in fucking 10 years?
But I mean, hey, people have like vinyl made a huge comeback. Not that it ever really went away,
Yeah,
but
no,
even
you're
more
right.
recently.
Yeah, it did.
I'm just saying.
It did.
You
It did.
You hang on to those.
I have a
and-
PlayStation, so it's cool.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
can still play it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Do that
Yeah, you know.
PlayStation 1.
as long as it spins.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's in there. You know what I mean? Best TV show. What was a TV show when you were a kid, like as a kid, that you were way into? You know what I mean? There's a few that I used to like a lot. And again, it's going to go back to me thinking like, hey, I was hanging out with my sister and we were kind of like, man, we were really into a show. But I'll let you guys, you guys go ahead and share what your TV shows were.
So for me, like first thing that comes to mind, I remember getting up early so I could get control of the remote so that we could watch the show that we were watching before we had to go to school. And for whatever reason, and like, I don't know if this just like speaks to kind of who I am as a person, as like being an older person in a younger person's body, but I like old TV shows. I used to watch Chips a lot.
Chips, Eric
And
Estrada.
I would get up early, like I said, make sure I had control of the remote, and I would put on Chips, and
I
that's
used
what
to
we
watch
would watch in
Chips.
the morning.
Yeah.
So, and that kind of influenced some decisions later in life, I think maybe. But yeah, that was definitely the one that I remember watching a lot growing up. And then like animated shows we watched a lot too, like Gargoyles and like Batman, and like there was one, it was like Street Sharks. sharks, and they would
Street
just
sharks.
they would tear up the
Oh my
asphalt
God,
with their little
yeah.
fins.
I remember Street Sharks. Yeah.
So those ones too, I remember fondly watching with my brothers. But yeah, for sure, Chips was like the show that I liked the most when I was a little kid.
Thank you for saying Gargoyles and Street Sharks.
Oh, dude, I
Yeah.
love
Because
gargoyles.
Remember
nobody
those?
talks enough about him.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, the main gargoyle in that show was his name was like Eddie,
Yeah, it was something simple.
right? Like
yeah,
he was like
yeah.
the leader,
Not something you would think of
Yeah.
when you think of like a gargoyle. Yeah.
right? But two very good
Yeah, those were
throwback
good. Those were
TV
really good.
shows.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Those,
Yeah, those are-
like
those
we
were-
end the episode right now.
Those were
and
our
just go
jam.
watch it. And
Yeah,
that fucking-
really.
Those are good ones.
Mhm.
I think for me though, I think again I'm going a little bit further because I don't remember too much of my early years for whatever
Mhm.
reason, but I remember like TGI Fridays, TGIF.
Mm-hmm.
It was like real heavy, so like Family Matters. And,
Oh, yeah.
and what else was on the Boy Meets
Boys
World?
Meet World, yeah.
Boy Meets
Topanga,
World.
son.
Topanga was my first.
Topanga was I was like, hey.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
First
gauged
crush.
a lot. I gauged a lot off that.
Yeah.
I even liked her hair, everything about it, right?
She's
But,
some long hair.
Bro, I had like
Mm.
She
uh,
still look good, dude.
yeah. Well, I mean, she had a good base, right? But I just remember TGIF was like the thing
Mhm.
as a kid on Friday nights. Like you can't do nothing when the lights go out.
Right.
You got to come inside. TGIF was there for you.
Yeah.
So like all those shows were just good. And I think the amazing thing is it taught me a lot about diversity.
Mm.
When you watch Family Matters and you watch these Boy Meets World, and it wasn't like you just learned a lot about different styles of families.
Right,
and
right.
yes, it's a sitcom,
Yeah,
but at
but
the same time, there's different problems that are going on in these families,
yeah, yeah.
and you learn a lot through them. So I thoroughly enjoyed just like
Mhm.
hitting that era of like TGIF. It was
Yeah.
I looked forward to that. It's always been something that stuck with me.
For sure.
So Street Sharks and Gargoyle, those are good.
But yeah,
for me,
Boy Meets World, that's a classic for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna just say like first of all, animated wise, man, I used to really like Ren and Stimpy. I loved they were like real weird and crazy. They even like
Rocco's Modern Life.
I was gonna say I got
Oh,
Rocco's
yeah.
Modern Life right here. I liked Rugrats. I thought Tommy Pickles was the man. You know what I mean?
As a
dude?
baby, huh?
Yeah, I was
This
like,
dude's already a man.
This guy's a savage son.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
He's more of a
Um,
man than his dad.
I used to watch a show, Darkwing Duck. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a good one too.
Yeah, dude. I thought that guy was cool too.
Mhm.
And then like some that are a little like probably too advanced for me, and but I used to watch them anyway. Wonder Years.
Mhm.
And you know what? When it first would come on, there was like a show that came on before it. I forget what it was, but Wonder Years was coming up like, Wonder Years, dude.
Mm.
And then I grew to like it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I was just like, yeah, dude, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
And then one, like I said, my sister and I would watch. It was like kind of two. It came on late, so we'd be like, "Fuck, can we watch it?" New York Undercover. I don't know if you guys know what that is. You guys-
I was
Was it
probably
like
in
a
bed.
crime show or something?
yeah, it was like a cop show. It was like these guys were cops. It was a black dude, like a Hispanic dude, and they were like cops, like undercover detectives or some shit. But I really liked it. You know what I mean? Yeah, New York Undercover. I
Interesting.
remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Did you
I'm
ever
gonna
watch-
Google it after.
Did you watch any of like the Law and Order or like NCIS? Any of those?
I watched Law and Order SVU later.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I mean, the first time I probably really got into it was like it was on Netflix, early Netflix, like back
Oh.
in like 10 years ago, 12
Yeah.
years ago.
Where you could still get DVDs.
they were mailing me seasons. You know what I'm saying, dude? Yeah. Yeah. You know, dude. But yeah, it's one of those.
Those are good. Yeah.
All right. So those are
Wow.
interesting. That was a little nostalgia for you.
We went from something everybody knew to something nobody knew,
Well, that's
which is nice.
Yeah.
So my thought is though, that was something I really liked, and I'm sure there's somebody else out there.
Yeah.
So if you guys out there watch New York Undercover, hey, leave me a comment. You know what I mean? Let me know. You saw New York Undercover? I'd like to hear about it because these guys are looking at me like I made some shit up. So
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
it was all a dream. You know what I mean? Let me take you to my next question here, guys. And again, let me know. Let us know sincerely, guys. Let us know what your shows were. Let us know if we missed something. I'm sure we did. I'm sure after this we'll talk and we'll be like, damn, yeah, I forgot about that one. You know what I mean?
We'll put some polls up too, so we can go head to head.
Yeah.
On these
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
I'd like to know, and when you see those, if you feel like we've omitted something, you know what I mean? Let us know about it. Here's a good chance for you guys to talk a lot of shit. I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. Like I said in the beginning, I'd like you to think about it. And if we miss something, or you think we're gross, or whatever, let me know. Next question. This is the gross one, potentially. How often do you wash your covers?
Oh, like you're betting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start, I guess. Ideally, try to do it once a week, but if anyone is being honest, probably not true. And I'm just saying that to make myself feel better. But yeah, no, we strive for once a week, but usually it's like, once every other week, which,
Also, you're fancy.
it is what
That's
it
what
is.
I'm-
That's good?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, once every other week.
Since it's a gross question, I'm gonna give a gross answer. I wash my sheets on a need to wash basis because I'm an animal. So when you create filth in the bed,
Yeah.
you got to throw a load in.
Yeah.
You know.
You threw
So-
loaded. You
Yeah.
throw loaded.
So honestly, I wash my sheets
When they
At
start
lea-
getting stiff.
at least twice a week.
All right.
At least twice a week.
All right.
Okay.
Damn, that's really good.
That's because me and Chris are animals.
Yeah.
So-
Fair enough.
I hear you. So for me personally, I have several sets of sheets. So a lot of times I'll just switch them out.
I would never imagine you had multiple sets.
I have two.
Just to be fair.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have two, and the second one is still in the packaging. Like I've never even taken it out. I took one of the pillowcases out because I didn't have enough pillowcases.
I have
You know what I mean?
several hands. It's two. All right. It's not several. It's two.
And one's not used. So therefore, he doesn't ever change his sheets.
But I got one on backup.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I asked this question because I washed my sheets today, and I thought I can't remember the last time I washed these fucking things. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you.
He went from having multiples
Yeah, I
to,
do.
to swapping them out to
Yeah.
never washing them to
Yeah.
washing them to the first time this time.
Right. Fair
I
enough.
do. No, I mean it varies though. For me, it varies. It's not necessarily based on how much they were used. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I could use them frequently and be like, no mess,
Yeah.
no stress. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But I did watch them today, so they're fear me. You know what I mean? In the game. But yeah, I honestly don't. There's no schedule to it.
Yeah.
Now, if we're talking towels, now I have like 7 in rotation. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I'll use one until I'm like, you should probably get rid of this.
You liar.
What?
I got 7 in rotation. Your 2 in rotation didn't work.
Yeah.
You,
So we got to cut that in half. You probably have 3 towels.
no.
No,
You
no.
cut that in half. He's got 1.5 towels in rotation.
He uses a hand towel.
No.
Nah, man.
Come
Just
on.
a little shorts.
You know why I know he's bullshitting?
No, I'm
It's
not.
because how many days of the week is there?
7. Last time I checked.
Seven?
Yeah. 7.
And he just happens to have 7 in rotation.
Just 7.
No, I don't.
7
You,
towels.
I don't change towels every day. Don't make the mistake.
What's rotation?
No,
though?
I'm just saying rotation like they're all available.
So how long before you change out a towel? Once it starts, yeah. See, there we go.
That's
there
the
we
better
go.
question.
Yeah.
Maybe like 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah, maybe like 3 days.
Like 3, and you shower every day?
3
Yeah, I
business
shower
days?
every day.
Okay.
I try when available twice a day.
Okay.
Me too. I'm
Yeah.
a 2 shower guy.
Yeah, I like to shower in the mornings. I find it's just a better way to start the day.
Wakes you up.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And plus, I don't want to go to work. I got shit all in my eyes. You know what I mean. No, I don't like that vibe. And it's a long walk from my job. From my bed to my living room where I currently work from.
Gotcha.
So you know what I mean. You got to look your best. But no, so I do. And then, like I said, like every 3 days.
Okay.
And it depends too. You know what I mean. But there's times too. I'm like, fuck, I haven't washed them in a while, but I got like the decorative towels there, and I'm like, I'm gonna use this one. You know what I mean?
There's all lint coming off of it.
I don't think
Yeah, never been washed
Never been
before.
washed.
I'm dirtier than when I started. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay.
A quick fun little like bed sheet thing. I don't know if anyone who knows me knows that I have a couple tattoos, and anytime you get a
No way,
tattoo,
really?
yeah, when you get a tattoo,
Oh, yeah.
like when it's healing, it's, sometimes it'll like some of the ink will get pushed out of your skin. I've ruined several sets of bed sheets. I would wake up or pillowcases, and there's like a perfect imprint of the pillow or of the tattoo on the pillowcase.
Yeah.
So shout out to Stephanie for being patient with that, because we've
Smoking hot, Stephanie.
smoking hot, Stephanie.
Yeah.
We've thrown away quite a few sets of bed sheets because of that. So
Yeah.
I'm with you though on the towels. I'm like every 3 days.
Yeah.
I try every 3 days,
mhm,
but I saw a funny meme that was like, how do you dry yourself?
mhm.
It was like head, body, down
Junk.
here, and then it forgets tomorrow. Like the towel forgets tomorrow where you started.
Yeah. You
So
do
like,
your head again.
and it's true.
Yeah.
but it's like 3 days is like.
But at that point, you're
reasonable.
clean already.
And I'm right out the shower.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
I'm
Hey,
not using-
have you ever used somebody else's towel? Like not at somebody else's house, but let's say, okay, like you got
Well, yeah.
smoking hot Stephanie there.
Yeah.
You don't have a towel. There's a towel there. You know it ain't yours.
Yeah.
Have you ever done so?
Oh, 100%.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do. But the thing about me is like I talked about before. I'm very particular,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm very on a frequency. Like I'm a 2 shower a day, so I've gotten used to having a somewhat of a not dry towel. Right?
Oh, right.
Because like
No, I know what you mean.
literally like tonight
Yeah.
when you guys leave, I'm gonna go take a shower before
Yeah.
bed,
Yeah.
and I'll wake up. It could be like 6 hours, 4 hours later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump back in to wake up.
Mhm.
So my towel, it feels familiar to me.
Yeah.
So like if I grab
Oh.
another towel that's not mine, I know, and it just throws me off a little bit.
You're like, this one's too dry.
Yeah, I'm very OCD
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes to that. It's so
Yeah.
weird, but
I get it.
I would for sure.
Mm.
I wouldn't use someone else's toothbrush, or I
I
might,
would.
but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
You need to brush your teeth, but I wouldn't like it. But a towel, I could do it, but I typically don't ever grab another towel.
Yeah.
I already know where my towel's at.
Look, man, there's very few things that'll gross me out, and like I don't just do them to do them, but out of times of necessity, you know what I mean. If I'm there and I'm like, fuck, I don't have a towel in here. Well, there's one right here. I mean, never like I wouldn't use another dude's towel. That seems odd. I'm like, man, nah, I couldn't do that. But you know, man, like I've dated chicks and it's like a towel there, or you know, you showered. I'm like, fuck, I didn't bring a towel in here. Well, you know,
Yeah,
It's
well,
here.
Well, I think we're assuming it's somewhat of an intimate,
yeah, well,
Right?
exactly, yeah,
like.
like that's.
I wasn't thinking like that either.
Well, I'm just thinking, yeah, like I like when I was a kid, I lived with my parents. I wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm just grab my dad's towel.
Oh,
Like,
I would never use my mom's towel.
Yeah, dude, no,
'Cause
I would just,
I don't forget,
I would just
Yeah,
stand
yeah.
there dry. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna air dry. Fuck it. You know what I mean? There's
which is not bad.
it's
You
a
ever
little
air
weird.
dried? You guys
It's a
ever air
lot-
dried?
It takes too long.
I have out of necessity.
Yeah, I have done it. I don't. I would never just. I'm just gonna air dry.
I use my hands like squeegees. And I just fucking get all the droplets
I
off.
have a glass door in my shower, so I have a squeegee in there. So I just
Squeegee
fucking
your body.
just wick it down. You know what I mean?
John Wicket.
There you go.
I'm so particular though that like I have a specific way to dry myself.
What about washing? Do you have a separate like a washcloth for your face and one for your body, or like loofahs, or how does that work?
I go straight bar soap.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you
So-
one of
so
those
do I.
guys. You both
I
of
do
you.
too.
What is wrong with
Irish
you
Spring
guys?
straight bar soap.
No.
This is the fucking
No
the
towels.
JT podcast.
You
right?
use no towels.
Not like I got a washcloth.
A washcloth?
Yeah.
No, why would I?
I got a loofah, dude. I mean, body wash all
I have
day.
a back scrubber.
Smoking Hot 70 has a loofah, but I don't never touch it.
I'm a soap guy. I'm a soap to body guy.
I got a
Yeah.
loofah, dude.
But I got my own bar.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I've shared a bathroom with like my brother or my brother-in-law. Don't use my soap.
yeah.
Oh, no.
like if
fuck
you're
no.
using my soap, that shit's
We're
been
throwing down in the driveway if you
yeah.
use my bar.
Number
soap.
one, I'm done with that bar.
yeah.
Number two, I don't want you using it because it's been straight to the body.
Mhm.
I'm that kind of person. I no washcloth. I do have a loofah for my back because I like to have my back clean. That's why I got a girlfriend initially to wash my back. But that was one of the main reasons.
That was what you put on the application.
Exactly.
Must be able to wash back.
on the dating sites.
on the Tinder and shit.
People are like, "What are you looking for in a girlfriend?" I'm like, I need someone
Must
that
have
can, that can-
Strong arms.
A minimum of 2 years experience in
No.
back washing.
It was funny because I'm dead honest.
Yeah.
I always tell people I need someone who's gonna wash my back, and they'd be like, "Watch your back?" I'm like, "No, wash my back.
Yeah.
I need."
Yeah.
So I have like a back scrubber.
There's a level of intimacy there. Like if you trust someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm
I
a
hear you.
straight soap to body
All right,
guy.
fair enough. Yeah, me too.
So
Yeah.
it's like that's my bar.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I find that extremely odd.
Yeah,
Why?
Stephanie said I'm a ranch hand because I
Yeah.
use bar soap.
yeah, dude. Well, I mean, yeah.
Why is that odd though?
I don't know. I gotta like fucking. I want to deep clean. You know what I mean? I want to scrub that
There's
shit.
nothing cleaner than hitting the bar.
Nah, dude, there is. There's no friction there, dude. It's just a fucking.
yeah, but
it's
there's
like-
a good
it's like-
lather.
it's
There
like
is a
it's
good lather,
lubrication.
and you use your hand. Like,
Yeah,
you use your
have you ever
hands.
used the loofah?
Hey, what do you-
it's lathered.
What do you use to wash your hands? Do you use washcloths to wash your hands every time?
This is
No,
not-
you use your other hand.
Yeah.
You use your other hand,
irrelevant,
right?
dude.
All I
irrelevant.
want
to
to
the
say is that
conversation.
washcloth is dirty as
Yeah,
fuck.
When
because
I-
those stay
I
wet.
don't use a
Yeah.
They
washcloth.
stay wet and they get moldy.
Exactly.
I don't need to wash it off.
And-
Loofahs too, because they collect all the skin cells.
No, they're engineered in a fashion in which you don't have to
you
worry
trust
about
the
that.
engineers
I
that
trust engineers
made your
with my
99-cent store
life. You get in
loofah?
the car every day. You trust engineers. Okay,
Yeah.
are we in this house? You
Yeah.
trust engineers.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, shout out to engineers.
Yeah,
Yo.
engineers make the world go round.
Anthony was gonna start growing his own loofahs.
Yeah, you
How's that going, Anthony? Comment down below. Let us
Anthony,
know.
you leave a comment, okay? Obviously, he's a loofah guy, okay?
Loofahs by
And if there's
Tony.
anyone that's worried about being clean, it's fucking Anthony.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
you know
All right,
what?
If it's good enough for him, it's
Yeah.
good enough for me. I get it.
I'm a bar to body.
And I'm gonna say this,
bar
look,
to body.
I'll be honest with you, ladies use loofahs, right? Ladies are, and I don't think anyone's gonna argue this, are cleaner than we are.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, and so
100%.
you
They
know what?
take
I'm
way
just
better
like,
care
hey,
of
you know
themselves.
what? I get it.
Yeah.
And when it comes to washing my face, I got some high grade face wash. I apply it to my hands, rub in a fucking pattern.
I use shampoo.
Rinse.
I do.
I got the 3-in-1.
I got Head and Shoulders. 70 Jokes is my 9-in-1. I use it to wash my dishes, everything.
Car needs cleaning.
Car
Don't worry
needs
about
cleaning,
it.
whatever. It's laundry.
I have a face wash.
Do you?
I have a face wash.
Yeah.
But it's like the the generic shit.
No, I got Head and Shoulders. It runs off my head onto my face anyway, so I just give it a quick one of these and then rinse it off.
You guys are fucking heathens, dude.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah. I got bad skin, so I try to. I got moisturizer and shit. You know what I mean? I asked the ladies, like, what do you think I should use? Remember I was telling you guys my face was real dry?
Mm-hmm.
And then, I started using that. I'm like, man, what a change. You know what I mean? So I'm all for it. It's a 2-step routine regimen that I do every night and morning.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the best I could get doing that. So fuck, dude. Imagine if I didn't do anything. All right, let's move on. Next question. It's a little less invasive.
I just want to say this real quick though. For girls, I appreciate the loofah because you're not washing off all the flavor. Okay, so I appreciate it. I'm bar to
that's
body
so
because I like to
disgusting.
be as clean as possible.
It's disgusting because I'm pretty sure I told you the story behind.
Yeah, I know you did.
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Visit the Patreon if you want to hear that
Yeah.
story.
yeah,
I'll tell
yeah.
you the story.
yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right. So one
Reiterate.
night, I was dating a chick, man. I was hanging out with my boy, and then we ended up at I was a little younger. You end up at some random places sometimes. We're in this random house, man, and some other dudes are there. We go outside. I think we're smoking or something. We go outside. The dude comes outside too, and he's saying something. He's like, yeah, like, I'm like drunk. So I'm kind of like, hey, dude, like, hey, you be eating ass, dude? And he's like, yeah, but like, I don't like it if they shower because like, I like that flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
So me and the chick I'm dating at the time are fucking like, we're trying to be cool, but I'm fucking like dying inside. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And he's dead serious. He's trashed.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's dead serious. I'm
well,
like,
you know the saying, a drunk man's words are an honest man's thoughts.
yeah, dude. And I was just like, people are fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, we are.
I don't want to know
Yes,
what it
we
tastes
are.
like. Yeah, you guys don't use fucking towels or anything.
I don't
you
want to
fucking
hear it.
Sickos.
I don't want to hear it.
You don't have a 7-day rotation for your body drying towel.
Mm.
Let alone, I know you don't go grab the washcloth out of the shower and throw that bitch in there.
I'm saying I have 7 available towels.
Yeah. But do you,
That's
so
what I'm
you
saying.
use a loofah, though, to wash?
how many
Yeah.
how many
All right.
washcloths you got?
Ah, fuck, I couldn't count. They come in packs like fucking 20, dude.
So-
Like
so
for like
you-
$3.
So you use 1 out of 20.
I don't use any of them. I have a loofah.
You wash your whole body with a loofah.
What the fuck? Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I, James? Why wouldn't I?
So you hang your dirty ass loofah for
Hang that-
all of eternity.
It's
on the
literally
hook.
soaking in soap. Okay, dude, what are you talking about? All right. What about your back loofah, James? Okay, I guess you're just dirtying your back up then.
Yeah, but it's my back. It's not my ass. It's not my ass crack.
Hey, I don't wash my face with it, dude. I wash my face with my hands.
Speaking of ass cracks, you guys ever used a bidet? I'm just
Never.
saying we're on the topic of
I've
washing.
seen them.
No, but I want to buy one.
I have one, and I'll say this:
Hello,
it's a
Tushy?
game changer.
Hello Tushy or what?
No, I didn't go that fancy. I just got some like $30 option off of Amazon, but it does the job. I will say this: be very careful when you're turning it on for the first time, because all pressures are not created equal. And if you want to ruin your day, crank that bitch up to 10. It's all. It's like getting stung with a super soaker.
Like I've seen them, and I'm always like, It just what do you have a towel sitting there that you just dry your ass with?
You
or
use,
what?
you use toilet paper,
You dry it with toilet paper.
and it's not like a
just feel like
soaking.
Wet
It's like
toilet paper just doesn't work well.
it's not as bad as you think it is. I'll tell you that. And like
It's
I
how,
don't.
it's how they used to do it, right?
I mean, I don't know how they used to do it.
Well,
but
no, I'm saying it was very common
yeah,
to have a bidet. Even,
yeah, I think so. And I mean, culturally, I think it's different too. And you know, I feel like Europe or whatever is probably more commonplace to see it even in public restrooms. You know what I mean? Can't say for sure. I've never been to Europe, but that's just the impression I get. But yeah, no, it's definitely been a game changer. And anyone that I talk to about it, they're always apprehensive, and I was too at first. But honestly, like anytime I go to a bathroom now without one, I'm like, I feel so dirty.
Can you invite me over soon?
Yeah, please come on over.
I'd like to.
Please come on over.
I'd like to try it out.
Yeah, I'd like to watch.
There's a camera
I'm
attached
like,
to
I was gonna say, your camera's out.
Uh-huh.
the ass cam. Oh, that's so gross.
Oh man. Anyway, so a little lighter note, man.
Speaking of lighter, can you pass me that cigar
Sure.
torch?
Damn, we
Thank you.
dive straight into vulgar, and I love it.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
Hope you guys love this shit.
I'm
Yeah.
curious, how often do you guys shop for clothes?
Me almost never. Like Stephanie has
Smoking
to,
hot Stephanie.
Smoking hot
Smoking Hot
Stephanie,
Stephanie-
has to buy clothes or like nudge me in the right direction. Like, oh, I think this would look really good on you. And that's how I know the cue is like, oh, some of my shirts must be pretty like tattered because she's recommending I get more.
And then you get over shirts.
And then I get overshirts for Christmas, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, so shopping for clothes, it's never, and it's not even like I don't know, it's just never really been that important to me. I'll wear it until it's got holes in it, and then I'll buy another one, but only out of necessity. And not that I look down on it or anything. It's just like that's never really been important to me.
Got it.
And even when I do buy shirts, it's like I literally, if you open my closet right now, I have 5 black Henley t-shirts, like regular t-shirts. I have 5 black long sleeve Henley t-shirts, and that's pretty much all I wear, apart from my work shirts. So
I'll just say this: shout out Smoking Hot Stephanie.
yeah,
You have a style that I would typically be drawn to,
mm-hmm.
as far as what I would wear. And I see you wear some shit. I'm like, I've wanted one of those forever, and I never pulled the trigger.
right.
But I would say that like Crystal has pushed me to get certain things that like I would have never, like I always wanted, but she was like, no, it's
Go for it.
good, go for it.
Yeah.
So I've done it. Now I don't buy shit because I tend to like wear the shit I make now.
That
So-
shirt is badass, by the way.
Yeah,
Shout out in the pocket.
So I tend to not want to buy shirts, but I'm a huge fan of Henleys. I'm a huge fan of just different stuff. Like,
Can you guys explain to me what the fucking Henley is?
well, like it's kind of like where the seam comes from here down to here. It's like a baseball tee,
Okay.
but like
And there's usually buttons too. It's not like a collared shirt, but it has like the 3 buttons.
Yeah.
yeah, or even if it doesn't, it usually has a very nice fit because
Mhm.
the seam comes from here and it comes down this
Got
way.
it. Got it.
So it kind of fits you a little differently, a little
Mhm.
better. It kind of hugs a little differently. But I'm typically
Accentuates my man boobs.
yeah yeah, but no, there yeah. So I typically I don't shop for shit. I wish like I always have a goal. Like when I start thinking about okay, what do I want to wear? What I want to buy? I want to buy something on a frequency. Like I want to say every paycheck I should go and buy a few things. I don't though.
Yeah.
I want to, but I don't. It's very rare that I buy anything for myself
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Okay.
And as long as I have a few Levi's, I can wear whatever shirt I want. Now I make my own t-shirts, but now it's like I don't buy much.
Yeah.
But I will say a couple of your jackets,
Thanks, man.
tits.
Thank you.
But no.
And that's all from Smoking Hot
Yeah,
Stephanie. If
yeah.
it weren't for her, I'd just wear hoodies.
yeah, that's why I'm shouting her on that because there's some style there that I appreciate.
That's all how I dress.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
fair enough.
Well, for me, man, like I wear a lot of just plain tees. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't really like the after you wash it vibe. So I'll buy it and maybe I'll wash it once. And then a lot of times after that, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna buy some more t-shirts. At one point in my life, man, I was going out and every check I was like, I'm gonna buy a new shirt. You
Yeah.
know, just a fucking shirt.
Mhm.
And then like I hardly even wore them. Like I was like, where's the plain fucking shirts? I just want to wear the plain shirts. And then like for work and what I was doing, I had to dress. I I wanted to at least dress a little better, so I bought a lot of polo shirts. If you watch early episodes of this podcast, I was wearing a lot of those shirts. I've since just decided I have enough. I got like 15 of those. All the colors, dude. Fucking yellow ones and shit. You know, I had a purple one.
It wouldn't be a problem, but you don't golf.
Yeah, they're all golf shirts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not true. We've been golfing once.
Yeah, we went
golfing once too. So that's at least
That's a
two.
total of 2 times.
That's at least 2.
Hey.
But he has this rotation.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. However, the reason I even asked is just like I thought to myself, and
hold on. Nice shirt, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Wait, I was gonna wear my shit, but Crystal couldn't hang my shit right. But I like it.
Yeah,
well, I'll
Check out
tell
the
you,
YouTube, guys.
I'll tell you this shirt in particular. I was actually in the line at Kohl's. I was buying some other shit, and I've even called James before, like, "Hey, where do you buy clothes at, dude? Like, I don't even know where to go." And he was like, "Oh, you can't go wrong with Kohl's." And I was like, "All right." So I'm in the line at Kohl's,
not wrong.
and I'm standing there, and like it's COVID time, so the line's around goes around the store twice.
So you only allow 2 people in it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And so I come across the stand there, and I was like, "Fuck, look at that shirt. I'd wear that shirt." And I bought the shirt, and that's this shirt you see here. And I guess it seems backwards, but like me being all alone, single, like I'm usually like I'm just gonna wear a hoodie. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm just doing my thing. I don't care. I'm not like going out on a date. And then me like involved with somebody, I tend to like, you know, like we're gonna go out, we're gonna do things. I'm not just going with the boys. I want to look a little nicer.
Yeah.
And so lately, recently, I bought a shit ton of shirts. You know what I mean? Like nice, like button up dress shirts, things like that. But my thing though is shoes. Like it's I can't walk into a shoe store, and I mean I had stopped for a while, but I fuck, dude. Yesterday I was just scrolling through and I bought 3 pairs of shoes. You know what I mean? I'm just like, damn, I want to buy more. Once I start too, it's like fucking shoes, man.
Money bags.
It's when you say money bags, but no, I'm buying Vans, dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm buying like $50 shoes. I'm not going crazy here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's my thing, man. And so how often? Not often at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I recently moved in October, and I threw like everything I had away.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was like, you know what? Just start over. You know what I mean?
Fresh. Yeah.
And that was in October, and just yesterday was I like, yeah, I should buy some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think similar to you guys, for me again, I guess it becomes based on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Is there a need for work? I had a need. Now if I'm kind of dating somebody or something, hanging out with somebody, I want to invest the time and like I want to be able to like, oh, we're going somewhere nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's go. Yeah, let me
Right,
throw
right.
this on, as opposed to like, well, I'm gonna wear this fucking hoodie. You know.
Yeah. And I've always been on the frequency of like back to school shopping. So like,
Yeah.
I grew up like once a year you got shit.
Yeah.
Do like a seasonal shop.
Seasonal shop.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like as I became an adult, it was still seasonal style
Stuck with
shopping.
that.
Yeah.
But then you get into like where you know, okay, you got to have a couple of nice outfits, a couple of stylish things, a couple of summer things that you
Right,
can only
right.
wear in the summer.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't have much summer in California, but
Yeah.
you got to have a few long sleeves, a
Or
few
winter, yeah.
thermals,
Yeah.
a few certain things that you have to have.
Right.
But I've always been like a seasonal shopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I think it stems from. Because we're not, I mean, you know, Smoking Hot Stephanie she's like your stylist,
Yeah.
but we're all pretty casual dudes.
Yeah.
Like we're not like fucking too flashy.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
And
You know?
and for me, like it kind of like how you were saying, for me and you too, the clothing for me has always just been like practical, and it's like I don't want to have to think about what I'm gonna wear. Like, are these colors gonna match, or like, you know, oh, these are both like a blue, like, but they're different shades of blue. Is that weird if I wear them? You know what I mean? For me, so for me, it's like a black shirt and blue or black jeans, and like I don't have to think about it, and that's how I like had lived my life. But you know, shout out Smoking Hot Stephanie. She's the one who's kind of showed me like, no, it's okay to like pick some stuff, and you know, every once in a while, like, yeah, you know, wear that green shirt, and you know, it.
Yeah.
And so I will say, like, I have started to develop some style because of her. And same thing with shoes. I never really used to care. Like I have a pair of boots that I wear when I ride. I have like a pair of Vans that I'm wearing right now. I have like some slides for when I'm at home, and I didn't even have slippers until this Christmas, and that's because Smoking Hot Stephanie got them for me. But having been around the people I've been around at work now, I will say I am inspired, and you're one of them. Like you always got fresh Vans on. John, shout out to John.
yeah.
Shout out to Benny. Like
Yeah,
they always
yeah.
have, and Ernie, they always have fresh shoes, and Jose too.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
like being around it and seeing what they show up in, I'm like, man,
Fresh
those
to death,
those
yeah.
are really cool. Like I really want to wear those, but I'm always worried that I can't pull them off. You know what I mean? So
yeah, just do it.
yeah.
But yeah, and that's I just touched on something there that I think is important for me. It's just like I mean, like you said, like I don't want to think about what I'm wearing, and so if you notice, like a lot of times I'm like, okay, I have shoes in a lot of different colors because I'm like, well, I have a shirt that color, shoes that color, I'm gonna throw them on. I got a hat that color, it's all gonna go.
Hey, and just real quick, that's also like that shows like a level of like attention to detail that makes it more sophisticated than you are giving credit for.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like you wear like that maroon shirt with those maroon Vans. I'm like, hey, that's really cool. You wear that with like your gray pants. Like that looks really good. It's simple, and you know it looks like you put a lot of effort into it, even though you may not feel like you did.
I'm literally not. I'm just like, what shirt am I wearing? Well, these shoes match it. Let's get the fuck out the house.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what's funny about that? It's like I had a homosexual supervisor one time, and my gaydar is way off. Like, I don't know if you're gay or not unless it's like clearly obvious.
Right.
We're
And
getting canceled for sure.
which is fine because this is honesty.
Yeah.
I'm not hating on him.
Right.
But he was always matched up, like colors, shoes,
Yeah.
watch, shirt,
Oh,
everything. He might throw in some color contacts. It was just like everything.
Wow. Okay.
Everything was like color coordinated.
Right.
But he was also Asian to some. We might get canceled on that one. But I don't.
Well, again, you're not hating.
Right.
But, yeah.
But whatever it was, right? So someone was like, no, he's gay.
No.
And I was like, no, he's not. He just likes to match.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he just color coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out he was.
Right.
Because I found out he watched Man of Steel like 4 times in theaters. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. Now I understand. But not that I associated like matching to that degree.
Right.
But I always just assumed that like, no, you just, like you said,
You're into it.
you like the detail. The
Yeah.
attention to detail was
Right.
there.
Right.
And it was there for him too, but that it was a different kind of detail.
Yeah.
But for the general, like for other people, matching those things, it's like, I never did it because I'm so casual. Like I throw on some blue jeans, black jeans with a neutral color shirt, just basic t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd imagine that if you had like a hat that had the same tint of your shirt,
Yeah.
and you can match it with the shoes, I bet you felt like $1 million bill.
Right.
So that's always been like something I thought like, damn, that's cool. Like I can acknowledge when people are stylish.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love to see them with the confidence and
Yeah.
to rock it and to be like, you can't hate on it.
No,
because
no.
that shit matches. And
Yeah,
it's
it looks
perfect.
good. Yeah.
It looks good. So I
Yeah.
can never hate on it.
Right.
But I always just had that idea like, okay, it's
Yeah.
that attention to detail is not for everybody, but
No.
when you can pull it off,
Yeah.
it's nice.
And it helps when you have, 30 different pairs of shoes that are the same, but
Yeah.
they're just different colors.
Yeah,
so you can match
exactly.
it to whatever underwear you're wearing.
Welcome to my life, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really like a style of Vans, and they're not too expensive, and I buy a lot of them.
Shout out
and
Vans.
And
We
I
know
and
you're
I-
listening.
And I've noticed myself too, even with other shoes like the Air Max 270s. I just ordered another pair. I got, and I'm like, fuck it, like I like the shoe. And I literally, I remember at one point in my life, my dad comes home and he has like 12 boxes of fucking, I forget what they were. I want to say like Reeboks or something. And he comes on and he's so excited. He's like, look at what I got. I was like, what? All right, let me see. Opens one. I'm like, all right, I wouldn't get them, but all right. Next one, it's the same shoe, different color.
Yeah.
Next one, same shoe. I was like, are these all the same? It's like, yeah, it's my favorite shoe. And I was just like, that's so weird. Like what?
But you kind of put it in your mind that that's okay.
Well, and no, and I didn't get it as a kid, as being young, like a teenager. I was but now I'm like, no, I'm with you. Like I like this shoe. I feel
Right.
good in this shoe.
right.
Bro, I'm like that with sweaters.
Oh, yeah.
I find a
Same
sweater
brand.
that fits,
Mhm.
same
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah.
I will be like, I need 2 of those same colors, and then like those three other colors, I
Yeah.
need them in the same
Right.
same brand,
Same
everything.
style. Yeah.
So I'll do that with sweaters because
Yeah.
I love. When something fits and
Yeah,
is right,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
you gotta multiply it.
Have you guys ever had like clothes tailored? Like, have you ever brought a shirt to a tailor and have them like fit it for you?
No.
You know, I do have no. The answer is no.
Okay.
But I have pants that were my dad's
Okay.
and they gave to me. But I'm like, obviously I'm like Levi, so it's like you gotta have a certain fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always wanted to tailor them.
Uh-huh.
I always wanted, and when I get shirts too, if you buy me a shirt for Christmas and that shit don't fit right,
Mhm.
I'm never gonna wear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll literally sit there.
But if you take the seam and you close it a little bit,
Yeah.
or you do something here, I'll wear it. So
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be opposed to tailoring that shit.
So, and the reason I bring it up is because same thing. I've gotten like shirts, like flannels for Christmas and stuff, and I'm like, I like it. I like the pattern, and like, and even the sleeves fit nicely, but the around the torso, it's a little bit too boxy. But I didn't realize, and it's like it should have clicked, but unless you think about it, you don't know. And my buddy Colin, shout out to Colin, he's the one who turned me on to it. He's like, you could take it to any dry cleaner, and for like $5 or $6 for a shirt, they'll tailor it so that it fits you, and it's like a professional job. And so instead of like leaving that shirt in your closet or donating it or whatever, like you can just take it there, have it fitted, and then now it's like a really nice shirt that you can wear. So just something that like I didn't learn until later in life, but it's something to keep in mind. If you got shirts in your closet, take it to a dry cleaner, and you don't got to do them all at once. Take one a week or whatever, and get them fitted. So just something to think about.
Yeah, I've had shirts for like a year, and I'm like, I've never worn it because like, and I have long arms, and so like I'll get home and I'll put it on, and I'm like, well, that didn't work. I got jeans I've bought that I'm like, well, they don't fucking fit, and they're like brand new, and they're just sitting there.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, I can't find myself to get rid of them, but I'm never gonna wear
It's a
them.
good opportunity to just support small businesses.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Because I'll get Christmas presents too that don't ever leave the bag that was given to me.
Yeah.
And they'll be in my closet. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear those. Like,
Right, but you feel bad getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
All right, next question. What did you want to be when you were a kid? Like, what did you want to grow up and be?
So I have kind of a funny answer for one of them because I had a lot.
Yeah.
But I remember
Ninja?
no. So one of the first things that I thought about, I used to watch that show, West Coast Customs with Exhibit.
Yeah.
Shout out Exhibit. I know he watches the show.
Yeah.
In that show, they always would put, or not always, but sometimes they would put hydraulics on the cars. And I'm like, it would be really cool. I forgot the guy's name. It wasn't Ish. He was the upholstery guy.
I remember Ish.
But it was like one of the other guys, but they did hydraulics. And I'm like, that would be really cool to be like a hydraulic technician. Like, I want to put hydraulics on cars. Like, that would be so fun. So for me, one of the first things I can remember is like, I want to be a hydraulic tech and like, fit hydraulics on cars. But it's so silly now thinking about it. But like, I don't know, like that just West Coast Customs, baby.
yeah. I like that answer.
Okay.
The fucking answer. That's a great one. For me, there's two things that I can remember in my early years, like from a real young age. I'm talking probably before first grade. The very first thing I ever wanted to be was a priest.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
I always just wanted to be the guy up there that was delivering the message.
Yeah.
Okay, that faded as I got older, like quickly.
Was it more about like the putting on the show, or was it more about the religion?
I don't know. At that point, I was five? I was 5 or 6 years old.
Okay.
It wasn't so much I was choosing between either or. I just think that I liked that they had a message and that they had people to listen
to it.
Right.
Okay.
So I think I was drawn to that. I don't think it was the religion or I wasn't very religious at that point. I was young, but I wanted to be that kind of that person in the room. And then the funny thing is, it's the opposite of that. Is the very next thing that I can remember after that was a fucking
Stripper.
soldier.
Oh, okay.
It was a soldier. When I was younger, I had a book. I had books about like tactical hand-to-hand combat, military hand-to-hand combat stuff. I had military and my family wasn't into that.
Right.
I didn't come from a military family, but I wanted to be like kind of like a SEAL.
Yeah,
like
I
a
got you.
Navy SEAL type dude.
Special forces.
Special
something.
forces.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna grow up and be that. Like,
Honestly, I can see that in you.
I wanted to be like part of a military force like that dealt with tactical, dangerous stuff. Those are the very first two things I ever wanted to be. The priest faded off real quick, and then from that point, I had books that were just dealt like with instructional hand-to-hand combat stuff, and I was so drawn to that
Yeah.
that I really thought for a long time, even going through like elementary and junior high, that I was gonna go to the military and go and be like a special forces type person.
Right.
So those are the two professions that I thought from a young age I was going to be, and I've never felt more firm in those beliefs than anything else.
Right.
Those
Okay.
two were very firm in my mind. So as a
Gotcha.
kid,
Great.
which is weird.
No, no.
Yeah, because you're right. They are kind of opposite.
They're
One's-
very opposite,
yeah.
but they're very particular. too.
right. No, yeah, for sure.
I think they're kind of both. I know we say they're opposite. However, I think if you kind of step back from it, they're both serving what would be considered to be a greater good.
Oh, that's
right?
true. Yeah.
Right there's
Yeah.
a lot behind it,
purpose. Mhm.
and there's kind of putting yourself on the line, putting your, you know what I mean, to try to benefit somebody else.
Yeah. Right.
So another way to look at that. For me, I had high ambitions as a child. I mean,
Yeah.
high ambitions, man. I shot for the fucking moon, and I thought, you know what I want to be? I want to be a fucking ice cream man,
All right.
right? I'd see these guys, their fucking music coming around, that old fucking van door just fucking bungee roped open. You know what I mean? And I think like, dude, this guy gets to drive around in his van with all the ice cream he can ever eat every day.
Yeah.
And I literally remember being like, I'm going to be an ice cream man when I grow up.
Serving up those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ice
Yeah,
cream
dude.
where the eyeballs don't ever
The
match up.
Tweety
The
birds,
gumballs
the
or
gumbo
whatever.
eye drops.
Yeah, but they're always off centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought, and then like I remember going to one, and he pulls out this big old stack. As I was a kid, this fat stack of $1 bills.
Yeah. And you were like, he's
But
rich.
I was like, this guy is balling, dude. Like, how does he have so much money? Like, this is the best job in the world.
Yeah.
And I didn't know many jobs. I literally used to think when my dad, he'd like going to work, I used to think he just went to a building, said hi to people, and then said, okay, guys, I got to go. I would reenact what I thought he would do. I remember walking around my backyard like, hey, what's up? Hey, man, what's going on? And then, all right, guys, I got to get out of here. You know what I mean? Fucking kids are at
Sound like
home.
my job.
Solid day at work.
Yeah. Another one in the books. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, you're not even an ice cream man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that was what I mean, like, as real little, I'd want to be a doctor just because, I don't know, you know what I mean?
Right.
People would say that, but like the
Yeah.
first thing that I wanted for myself
Yeah.
was to be an ice cream man.
Right. You want to deliver joy to people. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And then like, I guess as I grew up, you know, I know this wasn't part of the question, but as I grew up, I guess my thing would be like, I'd love to own my own brewery.
Yeah.
I'd have some ideas on that, but that would be what I'd want to do. It's something that I actually enjoy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I actually like, here we are doing this. We have a podcast.
We're
here.
gonna get that going. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. You know what I
I'd
mean?
like to be involved with that.
Yeah, of course.
Please.
Come on. Come on. You're gonna be the fucking live entertainment. All right, put you in a cage and hang you from the roof.
I only said stripper earlier because that's secretly what I want to be
bathroom
now.
attendant.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Handing out mints.
Yeah.
and more.
Yeah. You have to ask. You can't afford it.
Just slide the paper towel thing over and
How'd you get a whole stack of money?
I don't. Like, how do you make it more than the bar?
Good night.
Tricks of the trade. Tricks of the
night.
trade.
That's
Tricks,
right.
all right.
Mhm.
All right, man. Cool. Next question. And this, we're gonna bring it back to getting a little vulgar again, guys. As you know, we're a little vulgar.
We stopped being vulgar.
Well, you know, we got ambitious ice cream man shit. You know what I mean? It was just probably some pedophile driving around, but you know, whatever, dude. Some pedo. Anyway, are you a tit or an ass man?
Ass man. Next question.
Well, can we fucking answer? Jeez, dude.
I feel like I spoke for the group. Sorry. Was I wrong?
No, you're not.
All right, all right.
You're not. You're not.
Come on.
You're not wrong. And I'll. Oh, hold on.
Elaborate.
You're not wrong. But I will say this.
It's an opinion. There's no wrong answer.
Yeah, exactly.
What I meant was I wrong in assuming that you both were ass men as well.
Well, no.
No, you're not.
Right.
But the reason I say, like, yes, I'm an ass man. But as I get older, there's so much appreciation that goes with, like, everything else. Right? So I would classify myself as an ass man.
Yeah.
If there's a nice ass, I'm hypnotized. I'm like,
Yeah.
not like a creeper way, but
Right.
or a perverted way, but
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate it.
I think like everyone can appreciate it.
Yeah.
Even Smoking
So-
Hot
so-
Stephanie
so-
points
well,
them out sometimes.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me say this. Like, you'll have a minute to get into that. But this question is very specific, okay? Like, and I know what we're getting here, and I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
But this is a very specific question. This is a one or the other. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. And maybe it's a combination. Maybe it is. What's the answer?
Yeah. Well, just like anything, there's levels, right? So number one would be ass, but then like you were saying,
Yeah.
there's other stuff too that goes into consideration.
Absolutely, and I've built that into the question. We're not fucking perverts, you know what I mean? I'm not like,
Speak
oh,
for yourself.
I'd only fucking date you if you know what I mean? But just understand that there's more coming. But if you had to throw one out there, what grabs your attention first? Let's say that. Let's say you're scrolling through the Pornhub. You know what I mean? Here it is, all of these little thumbnails. What grabs your attention is
What's
what I'm
Pornhub?
saying. That's all I'm saying.
What is
What'd you say?
that?
Pornhub? Hab? Was
Is that like YouTube?
No, it's not.
I mean, it's kind of a little.
I mean, it is. It's literally exactly the same, except no clothes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know.
All the things YouTube says no to, they say bring it here.
They're like, yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say ass,
Okay, thank you. Ask here.
and then we'll get into it.
All right.
Ask here all day. The next follow-up to that question is, what is your type then? Which I think now you can encompass these things.
Gotcha.
Because I think, okay, and I'll be to my thought process with it. Yeah, you can have a great ass. You can. And I'd be like, oh, that looks nice.
Yeah.
But wouldn't want to fucking talk to you. If
Right,
you have a
right.
shitty attitude
Oh,
or
yeah.
you don't carry yourself right, you know, so and a lot of times I think when people say what's your type, it's very physical.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And for
Yeah.
me personally, I have no physical type. I will say I do have a soft spot for a shorter chick, you know what I'm saying? With a nice ass.
Which is every chick you talk to.
Yeah, because you're like 6'11".
You're like 6. You're
No.
like 6'12.
No, there's I've
6'13".
You're like 6'13.
No. I've been like,
Yeah.
like if a girl could kiss me and we're standing face to face, I'm like, hey man, this is,
I don't want it.
This is weird.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? I'm not saying I would shut her down because of that.
Yeah, and
though.
you wouldn't, because
I
you
wouldn't.
ever seen like some basketball college chicks
Yeah.
smoking?
Some
hot,
of them are fun. Yeah, dude.
smoking hot college
I always
chicks.
thought Candace Parker was pretty hot.
Don't sleep on Candace Parker.
Yeah.
Okay. Great point. I saw her the other day, and I'm like, I can never talk to her.
Yeah.
But what I will say is like, she's good looking.
Yeah,
Like,
and why can't we? There's a lot of guys. I have one of my best friends is like 5'5". Okay, dude. So that guy, this is his life every day. He might as well be dating an NBA player.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
WNBA player.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or I mean,
or
NBA,
an NBA
if-
player.
whatever you're
whatever
into,
he's into.
no
man,
judgment.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point.
good, it's
We
cool.
can't speculate.
That's cool.
We don't speculate here.
All I'm saying is like when it comes to type, man, like I think it's for me, it's way more personality based.
Yeah,
if you ask me,
100%.
so a lot of times people ask me what's your type. I don't have one then because if you're it's all physically driven. No. I'm looking for someone that can take care of themselves, that has some ambition, somebody that can laugh, that gets my sense of humor, someone that like I like hanging out with.
Yeah.
If you could be the most beautiful woman in the world, and I'm hanging out with you, and I'm fucking annoyed or I'm bored, or you know what I mean. You have all these. I mean, everyone has insecurities, but then there's an abundance of insecurities sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's like fuck, dude. Like I can't do anything with you because you're just so worried.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys speak on the subject, but that's more, and to me, that outweighs everything else.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we're all very similar in that sense.
Yeah, I would
where
say
like
so.
personality is always going to be the main driver.
Right.
With that being said, I think that smoking hot crystal,
Hey.
smoking hot crystal,
Uh-huh.
there's something like you talk about my type. It's like I like. It develops, right? As you
Yeah,
as
for
you
sure.
go through life, it develops and it changes and
Things
it does all
change
this.
as you, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I said, I'm an ass man, but a nice set of breasts
I'm not mad at them.
are great.
Yeah.
Like they're appealing. They're very great.
Mm-hmm.
But like a nice face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to like tie it back to the last question you asked. If we're talking about physical, just like a nice body, nice style
Yeah.
complements the body,
For
right?
sure, yeah.
So it's like sometimes you see, and I'm not talking shit about no one, but you see a thicker chick,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a heavy set chick that can dress.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
You're like, you're doing your thing, and and that's the
Can't be mad at
you
that.
can appreciate that too because
Yeah.
it takes time, it takes style,
Right.
Yeah.
all that factors in.
Yeah.
But so for me, like type, I've just known over the times, it's like the personality is always going to take precedent over everything, right? It's going to be the number one thing that you look for,
Right.
Because and unfortunately, we live in an age where like you can go buy an ass, you can go buy some titties, which is unfortunate, but it's very it's very apparent,
Yeah.
right? It's very known.
Yeah, and it's not that so much that it's unfortunate, but like if you, I don't know, like
I don't mean unfortunate in a way where it's like
yeah, I
you
don't want
can't
to shame
appreciate it.
anyone for doing it.
exactly.
Yeah,
I look. I don't want to shame anyone for it. I'm just gonna say this though. I think all different body types and shapes are fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I think if you had small breast, so what?
Yeah.
I understand as a man, I really probably have no point or no place to say these things because I can't relate to it. Because I think like, and I'll be honest, I think most of men in the world, if they were like, hey man, you go make your dick bigger tomorrow,
Yeah.
a lot of them probably fucking would.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? A lot of people would.
Yeah.
And then once they did, if you didn't, what do you got going on there, dude?
Well,
You know what I mean?
let's take it to your friend that's 5'5".
Yeah. If he could,
Okay.
yeah.
For instance, if he can make himself taller,
Yeah.
2 inches taller,
Mm-hmm.
5'7", okay, cool.
Subtle.
But if he
If he was-
yeah.
no, but if he became 6 foot
13.
6'13",
Yeah, yeah.
and his shins were like this long, you'd be like, dude, your shins are too long.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Unfortunately, some women go
yeah.
too far
Right.
to where their ass is like not like this
It's
is
not believable.
It look,
Yeah.
it's just,
and that's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate
Yeah, I
because
get
they
you.
go. Women sometimes, not all of them, but some of them go way too far off the spectrum to where it's like that's so unnatural.
Yeah.
Well, it begins to look like a deformality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying? And you're like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you there? You know what I mean?
Can you imagine someone with shins like this fucking long?
Well, and that's a great analogy.
I'm trying to tie it back into men
make
would look
sense, right?
stupid too.
Yeah, and so I think with anything, moderation is always going to be key, right? Like with anything, like we're drinking whiskey here, and sometimes we get out of the pocket, go a little too far, and I think those are things that that's never the goal, right?
No.
Now you do something permanent. That's kind of. I'll tell you this, man. I used to work in the shipping department at this job, and one day this truck driver comes in, and his entire face is tattooed black. This man is white, okay, but his face is just solid black, and he's wearing sunglasses, and he comes. It's like 9 p.m. right, and I'm looking at him like, I only know he's white because his fucking hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he's a white dude, and then you can see his neck too, and I'm like, what the fuck did you do that for? Like, why? Like, that's excessive, right? And so with that, at least in my opinion, fuck it. Maybe it is reason, but I think most people will look at that and think that's a little much.
Yeah.
And that translates into anything. Moderation is the key.
Right.
And I'm not here to say you should or you shouldn't have anything done, any work done. You do whatever the fuck you want, right? I'll just say for me, I have a great appreciation for people who are natural.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
And the reason why I say that is because for me, it's all about how you choose to make it work, right? So like, for me, I'm a casual dresser.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I could flash it up, right? If I had to,
right,
like if I wasn't, and I'm gonna go a little further. I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff, but if I was an ugly dude, I don't think I'm an ugly dude.
No.
But if I had to flash it up because I was ugly, I would feel like I'm doing too much, or I would have to do more to appeal to certain people.
Right. Right.
What I'm saying is, like, for women, what I want to say when it comes to my type, it's like natural is always going to be great.
Right.
It's always going to be classic, just beauty.
Yeah.
And then you can dress it up as far as you want. You can be stylish. You can get work done. You can do anything you want to do.
Right.
And you're gonna catch attention.
Right.
You're gonna catch attention across the board. So my type is like you said.
Yeah.
When you root it in a personality, that's when you really are like, you got something that's better than on exterior.
Right. Right. You
So
can't
it's
just
beautiful.
get that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So my type is someone who can just be a good person and be good personality. Goes a long fucking way, regardless of any
sure.
exterior.
For sure.
So my type is that, and like I said, Smoking Hot Crystal, I'm fortunate enough to have her, and to know that, like, the beauty of when you have a good base is, like, it's like you dress it up.
Yeah.
Dress it up or don't.
Do whatever
you want to do.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good either
Yeah.
way. I'm attracted to that,
Right.
and that's why you end up with partners that you can fuck with at any level. They can be sitting in the PJs and they look good.
Right.
So that my type is gonna be just that.
Yeah.
No matter what scenario we're in,
Mm-hmm.
you're good.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And like I think a big part, like, because same thing. Like I'm just echoing the same statement, but personality, of course, is like the most important thing because looks fade over time. You know what I mean? And like as people grow and get older, like that sort of superficial stuff that goes away. And so personality is what's going to be what remains after all of that. And for me, like one of the biggest parts of a personality is like sense of humor. And that's one of the things that like Smoking Hot Stephanie and I hit it off with right away is like she gets my sense of humor and she's the same way. And like that's how we connected as quickly as we did. It's like because we could laugh at the same things. And because it's important to both of us, like we were attracted to each other because of those things. You know what I mean? And so like I have a dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
And so I'll say some like really terrible shit and then she'll one up it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's why I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would never have thought to say that. And so for me, like that's the main thing is like a sense of humor and personality and like the biggest thing that I'm attracted to. And it's like if we can be friends first, like really good friends, then like everything else, that comes afterwards is just a bonus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and just to kind of reiterate the point for a third time.
I think we're on the sixth time now, but yeah.
That's what we do on this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, okay, as you mentioned, like the dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
As you guys hear me and James say some pretty dark shit sometimes.
Mhm.
But I got a girl that I'm pretty fucking attracted to, right? And I'm hanging out with her one day, and I'm gonna give you a very specific example because it's dark as fuck, and I couldn't stop laughing. And some people might think it's offensive. A lot of people in my life tell me like, "Oh, you shouldn't make jokes about your mom passed and stuff." And to them, I say, "Look, man, I'm the one who lives it, so I don't understand why you're offended by what I say about it.
don't
You
judge
know what I
me.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
ooh, fuck off. You know what I mean? I deal with it every day.
Yeah.
Not that I'm upset with them for it, but just simply like, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. But one day I'm hanging out with her, and she's like, "Oh, rub some lotion on my back," and I was like, "You're fucking dry ass back, whatever." And she goes, "You know who's dry?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "Your mom." That's terrible. And I couldn't stop fucking laughing. I loved it. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, like I like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, like I can hang out with you, and I can be me. I don't have to be worried about it.
Right.
That's a great vibe, man.
Yeah.
And so like, having someone like that around, like I appreciate that. It makes it highlights the things that like, you know what I mean? Like like I said, like looks are great. And for me, you have to have a physical attraction initially. There has to
Right.
be some sort of something there, right? But when you take it to the next level by being compatible in that regard, and like I don't mind hanging out with you. In fact, I prefer to do so. Then you know what I mean? It's much harder to lose, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say this, when it comes to like people telling you or getting into relationships and stuff like that, everything is like personal. So like whatever you're into
It's preference.
is preference. It's always going to be preference. So just remember that. Like your friend gets with someone, that's what he wants. That's what he likes.
Yeah.
Leave them the fuck alone,
right.
regardless. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
who you're with.
Don't give 'em
as
shit
long
over-
as you're good.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as you're good, fuck everybody else. So remember, that's just all personal. It's all preference.
Yeah.
So your type is very specific to you.
Right.
So
Right.
keep it that way.
With all that said, ass.
yeah.
Yeah, ass still.
Ass.
I'm like, she has a fat ass too.
Yeah.
So. It all came full circle. You know what I
We
mean?
wrap it back up nicely.
That's right.
We may say it 6 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We
But-
wrap it up.
That's right.
Yeah.
God bless
We
yoga
do,
pants.
but we don't. Yeah, I'm glad that's a trend.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, moving on. So this is a question I got. This is actually a question of Travis kind of brought to the table today. But so what is something that you hate that everyone else likes? And then I'm gonna ask the reverse of that question. What's something that you like that everyone else hates?
Go ahead. I gotta think.
I know that. Yeah. God.
I'll run with it. 'Cause
Go for it.
I've been thinking about it the whole fucking
I know
time.
I came up with the question, but I don't really have an answer yet.
And mine are kind of fucking stupid, but whatever. So the first one, what is something that I hate that everyone likes? White Claws. Seltzers in general. Except for Old Thumb seltzer. Shout out Old Stump.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go to a good brewery and have good vibes, man, hit up Old Stump. It's in Pomona. It's a great fucking place. They have a seltzer there. It's called Desert Oasis. And it's like a 6.7% fucking alcohol content. Prickly pear, I believe they have in there, man, and that's a good vibe. But I outside of that, like White Claws, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want them. You know what those are good for? Pouring down the fucking drain. Okay, and that's about it. And people love them, and they just blew up out of nowhere. And it's like I think on the first or second episode, I was like Michelob Ultra, like get the shit out of my face, man. Like I'm an IPA guy. I like things that are gonna like, you know what I mean. I don't have to drink 25 beers to fill a buzz. And White Claws, I think, just embody like the new age Bud Light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my world.
Fair enough. No, fair enough. That's a good assessment.
Yeah, not a fan. And look, if you like them, and like one of my good friends, Gilbert, man, he fucking loves them. And I'm like, hey, more power to you, dude.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
It's just my preference. I literally, if I've walked into places and they're like, oh yeah, we got a bunch of drinks, and I get there and it's all White Claw, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this, dude? I gotta stay home, man.
Right.
So there's that. That's one that I hate. And then or that everyone else likes. Oh fuck, I wrote the same thing twice, didn't I?
Yeah, you put a little squiggly though.
No, they're both things that that everyone likes and I hate. I was gonna also, I'll just throw it in there. Reality TV, I hate it. Everyone likes it, and it's like the biggest fucking thing ever. And at first I thought it was a trend. I remember as a kid when Big Brother first came out. I think that was like one of the first kind of real like reality show, with the exception of Naked and Afraid. I'll fuck with Naked and Afraid all the time.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could do it. I cannot eat for 21 days. Look at me. Does it look like I could not eat for 21 days?
Like, I'll be all right.
It'd be 12 hours. I'm like, God, I gotta go home. All right, I'm done. I tap out. All right. But I do also think on that show, it's interesting how they walk up and it's like, hey, I have to meet you, and I'm totally fucking naked. Imagine having to do that with someone and then spend damn near a month with them. You know what I mean? Like, I've only seen you naked. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you look like with clothes.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That's a bond.
Yeah, right.
That's some crazy shit right there.
That's definitely a bond.
And that's what I mean. It drew me in. You know what I mean? Like that. And mainly though, I just think reality TV is not really reality at all.
Right.
But I did used to like Flavor of Love a lot. I was a kid. Forgive me for that. Whatever.
Fair enough.
So what is the? Well, okay, that's one that everyone likes that I hate, and what's something I hate that everyone likes?
Seltzers.
Oh, well, what's the reverse? Was that?
You just answered both.
You answered
good.
both.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you good.
I didn't seem like it made sense when I was reading them.
No,
Yeah, I know.
You did them both.
Yeah, you're good.
And I still don't have an answer for either. So
All right. Well,
Travis.
I'll start. So one thing that I really don't like that everyone else seems to like is Toyota Supras. Like, I don't think they look good. I mean, the motors are awesome.
The old school or the new ones?
Both. Like, even the
I don't
newer,
like the new ones.
even the newer ones, I'm kind of like, eh. And I will say this, like, they did a very good job of paying homage to the original.
Yeah.
Like, it looks very, not, I wouldn't say similar, but you could definitely see the
But
influence.
you see
The influence. But for me, like, the original body style, I was never really a huge fan. Like, it looks bulbous. It looks like, I don't know. I really don't like the way that they look.
Yeah.
I will say the engines are solid. The 2JZ is like one of the best engines Toyota's or any manufacturer's ever produced. But for me,
better than a K20.
I'm not going to get into that because I'm going to get jumped at work tomorrow. Shout out, Jose.
Yeah, he said it today.
Yeah, Supras for me is one of the things that like everyone seems to love and like lose their shit over, and that I really just don't care for. One of the things that I like that most people don't. I'm trying to think of something on the
Guns.
spot. No,
A lot of people
I feel like a
don't.
lot of people
do, and a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
I feel like there's like a 50-50 mix.
Yeah,
probably.
no, I'm with you on that one.
Closer to that. Something that I like that most people don't. I'm gonna have to think on that one a little bit more. James, you got anything for the first one?
Well, for the first one, I would just say that I'm struggling for this question to start off with.
It's a
right?
tough one.
Yeah, but I would say that for me, trends are something I usually I'm like the opposite magnet, right? Like I'll typically shy away from going with everybody on a certain trend.
What's the trend right now? Skinny jeans?
No, skinny. I can't fit into skinny jeans. I never was able to fit into skinny jeans, so that's not a trend. I just mean like like the way, like I'm not someone who's gonna jump into the stream of the trends in
Mhm.
general. Like
Mhm.
whatever things are going that way, I always feel this weird internal pressure to like not be part of it.
So you want to go against the status quo?
Yeah, exactly. So anything that's hot, I feel weird jumping in because I feel like a follower, and I hate that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So any trend that's going on, like I might like Supra. Supras might make a comeback, right?
Mhm.
Because they are a timepiece.
Yeah.
But if they make a comeback, I'm be like, I'm not gonna buy a Supra
Mm-hmm.
because it's like there's something in me that says don't do it,
Yeah.
don't follow the stream.
Right.
So for me, it's usually every trend that comes across the board. I'm like, nah, that's stupid.
Mm.
So that's just where my mind goes. So trends for me is one that everybody likes, and I typically steer away from. Even if I kind of like it,
Mhm.
I feel so weird to be a part of it.
Right,
I just don't
right.
like to be a part of it.
Yeah, because you feel like you're a follower and like you lose some of your
Yeah.
identity by joining in on that.
Right. So and it's not, and again, it's not like big things. It's
Yeah.
just simple things. I just don't like the mind state that I get into. Right. So, and then I'll just jump into this one, so maybe you can save it from here.
Yeah.
But the one thing that I do like that most people don't like is I like Mondays.
Okay.
I like the beginning of the week. I like
yeah.
starting. I
Beginning
like,
of the week is Sunday.
well, you know, but I like
The beginning of the work week. I got you.
I like-
That's gotta be a piece of
Yeah.
shit. Come on, you know me.
I like the beginning of the work week. I like the start of starting fresh. I
Mhm.
like and right here I wrote discomfort. I like doing the things that most people don't want to do.
Yeah.
So like working out
Mhm.
and committing to something. Most people I talk to shy away from committing to like a workout regimen, or they steer away from that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's where I live.
Yeah.
Because most people aren't following that path.
Right.
They might jump in, but they're gonna jump out.
They're not staying.
So I like Mondays. I like starting the week off with new goals, new objectives, and then the discomfort that comes with that. I typically like to do that because when I fail, I'm alone in the failure, and when I succeed, I can relish in that independently as well.
You're right.
So I typically like that kind of stuff. Most
Yeah.
people don't like Mondays; they dread Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard Sunday scaries. I get the Sunday scaries where they don't want to go back.
Mm.
But for me, regardless of what it is, Mondays to me are always like the starting of something.
Yeah.
I can start something on a Monday, but it's like a fresh start for me.
Right.
I 1 week goes by, Monday's where it starts. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't,
Right.
but yeah, that's mine.
Fair enough. I think, and you kind of triggered it, but I kind of in the same vein, it's like I like sometimes when things go wrong. Like not that I want anything bad to happen to me necessarily or to my family or anything. I haven't told anyone really other than my wife, Smoking Hot Stephanie. My mom had surgery yesterday. She was in the hospital and stuff, and everything's fine. She got to go home and stuff, but it's like those sorts of things seem to happen to me a lot in my life. And I've gotten to the point, and maybe because it's happened so much that I have the outlook that I have now. But it's like anytime anything goes wrong, of course it sucks to be in it, but I kind of view it now as an opportunity to grow and like as an opportunity to like learn from it. And so, when things come up, it's like, it's easy to be like, oh, why me? Like, God damn it, like curse whatever, God you believe in, like that it happened to you. But for me, it's like, in a weird way, I think I kind of like subconsciously like when that sort of shit happens because it's an opportunity to like grow and to shine.
A little bit of comfort in the chaos.
Yeah, exactly. I would say so. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know why it is that way. And I suspect that it's because it's happened to me so much in my life. But yeah, I think that when things go wrong, I view it as like a challenge in a way. So
Opportunity.
Yeah.
I think I'd imagine that's more relatable than you would think. I think myself, let's take in a work aspect, a slow day where not a whole lot's happening. I fucking hate it. When shit's hitting the fan is when I'm like, now it's your time to, now you get to show who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I think stoicism goes a long way with that.
Yeah.
I think it lends itself well to thriving there. I think reading the book you gave me, Abraham Lincoln and understanding the Civil War and all of that, was something that he just kind of walked in and was like, hey, look, I think this is going to be the key here. We need to do this. While all these other people had other agendas and everything and riled up and everything. And instead, when you can find comfort in the chaos, you can thrive in that moment.
for sure.
It's athletes. You know what I mean? Give me the ball. There's fucking 2 seconds left in the game.
Right.
I'm gonna knock it down.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're comfortable in that situation.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
or like comedians.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When they're talking about they are so uncomfortable so often that they just learn that that's just
Right. Or you
so
get
they have kids.
a comedian being heckled.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
shit! Now you got to
Right.
react quick.
Well, but just in general, like they have thousands of people in a theater, and they are uncomfortable,
Mhm.
like even at their level. But their kids don't understand how uncomfortable that can be.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is what I do on a daily.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I do this. So like you find how to operate. And that's
Right.
why I think a big part of it is you learn how to maneuver and operate in
Mhm.
that uncomfortable zone
Right.
where most people freeze up, they lock up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like when it comes to like, you know, unfortunate situations.
Right. Right.
But if you do that, and the fucked up part about that is
Mhm.
like most people view that as like, oh, you're not grasping the situation. But
Yeah.
I know you're like, no,
No,
I just understand it.
Mhm.
I'm comfortable, but I'm gonna move past this
Right.
and through this
Mhm.
with more mindfulness
Right.
that it requires.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
not acting in chaos. So that's a good one.
And yeah,
I
and when
like
you
that.
come out of the other end, like, you know, the things that you learn and that you've experienced, like I feel it just better prepares you for when that stuff happens again in the future, because it's always going to happen. You know, life isn't perfect, and you know, some people have it a lot worse than others, and I know a lot of people have it a lot worse than I do. You know, but even still, like you take the situations and the hands that you're dealt, and you just make the best of it. You know, and when those sorts of things happen, that's your opportunity to do so.
Right.
Well, you know, just to wrap that up, man, it reminds me of the song where they say, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like
Yeah.
here we are again. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How we doing with time, man?
I think we get into our truth now.
All right, man. I don't know what my truth is, so you guys give me your truth.
Well, I'll jump into my truth
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
because it's very,
Yeah, because I have no
Yeah.
fucking clue.
it's very relevant. Today at work, Ken came up and he saw me in my bullet journal out.
I did, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you're part of the club." And shout out to you guys for bringing that to my
No,
attention.
shout out to Travis. For
No,
that.
but I mean in
But
general,
Travis,
that's
yeah.
that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah.
You told me before I knew what he was bringing to the table,
Mm-hmm.
and it intrigued me. And then him coming here intrigued me further. So, you know me, I start researching, I start understanding. And then on the last episode or 2 episodes ago, when he was talking about how it helped him,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
my mental bandwidth was shit.
Mm,
I mean, it wasn't shit. I was managing,
right.
but I was just maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, okay, this can be a very great thing for me to do.
For sure.
So I buy a bullet journal. I started looking into it. I start, you know, I go full in.
Yeah.
And I start doing it, and I was telling Ken, walked up and said, "Hey, you're part of the club." And I said, "Yeah." He's like, "How do you like it?" And immediately I said, "I feel like it elevates my mood."
Right.
I was like, I
Yeah.
feel like happier,
Mm-hmm.
and it's because I have more mental bandwidth to be able to go through these things
Yeah.
and not worry so much about what's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's just about what's on my list today.
Right,
And you
right.
start logging this stuff. So my truth is going to be these are the number one, the scenarios that happen. Like, first of all, I'm very grateful to have friends that have access to that type of thinking.
Mhm.
First of all, right? That use those kind of tools. That's my very first
Mm-hmm.
level of being grateful for this thing. Then the next level is understanding the tool I have in front of me. I'm like a fucking monkey with a tool in front of me that
Right.
understands, okay, if I can do this, it elevates me.
Right.
And then looking at how is it doing, Ken could ask me that question. I could tell him like, oh, it's good. I'm organizing my day. But I tell him it's elevated my mood.
Right. Right.
I feel so much happier, so much more
you don't have stuff weighing
available.
you down as much.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So I jump to that instead of just saying, oh, it's a good organizer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so much more than
It's
that.
more than that.
It
Yeah.
is.
You know? So like what I'm saying is like the tool, I'm recognizing the tool what's in front of me. It's so much bigger than organization. It's
Right.
how I'm structuring my mental capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So my truth is like, hey guys, if you have a lot of things going on in your life, if you have a lot that you want to accomplish, or if you just want to be more productive throughout the day, bullet journaling
Yeah.
is huge.
Mhm.
And it's not so much that you need to go and buy the bullet journal.
No, yeah, you can use anything.
You can use any journal,
Mhm.
but the methods that are in there, go look them up. There's tons of
Oh,
videos
yeah.
on YouTube
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
look
yeah.
up bullet journaling.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's things that I want to incorporate in mine that,
They get deep. They habits and fucking all
yeah,
kinds of
I have a
things,
habit
yeah.
tracker in mine.
Yeah.
But it's like for my truth, it's going to be just, hey, get out there. If you want to be more productive, you want to be more conscious, you want to be, and the biggest thing that sold me on the bullet journal is matching the why with the how.
Yeah.
Like imagine those things together. To me, like you're speaking to my fucking soul at that point.
Right.
So my truth is going to be just simply thank you for introducing that to Ken, and thank you for acknowledging that I had it and allowing me to understand that this is elevating who I am and my mood and what I can accomplish in a day. So I just want to say huge thank you to you guys for allowing me to further myself. And this is why I'm saying this is my truth, is because the biggest part is you got to understand the people in your life and when they come in, the timing of it all, and the ability for your friends to influence you in a good way. This is definitely a tool that you guys have given me, that you guys, the reward from this is now immeasurable to what it can be.
Right.
And it's simply by being your guys' friends. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for allowing me to have this tool.
Well, you're welcome.
Very welcome.
Yeah, it took a lot of effort.
I'm happy. I'm just happy that it helps, because that's all I want is to help people.
Well, okay, so to jump into mine a little bit, I think it kind of touches on a little something you said there, is to be appreciative of, like you said, you're appreciative of your friends. James and I know a while back we were in a position where we really had an opportunity. We were all together, Anthony as well, to do some things, and they'll tell you, at one point I stopped and I said, you guys know that this is not going to last forever, and which is going to lead into my truth, is appreciate what you have right now, what's in front of you, appreciate it, and just be happy that you have it while you have it. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing is for certain. Nothing is for sure.
Right.
That's an Outcast bar right there. but I think it reigns true.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times, whether it's in relationships or friendships or work or just, whatever it may be, we're so worried about tomorrow, and you stop looking at today.
Yeah.
And I think in doing so, you fucking ruin tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you have to plan for the future, but you have to live in the now.
In the moment.
You know what I mean? And that's something I kind of gathered from just the beginning of the book that you gave me, which is Stillness is the Key.
Correct, yeah.
And I've only read a little bit of it, but and even in that, I've seen an impact. I've seen how when you try to apply that, you try to just appreciate what you have, and you try to be in the moment. You try to not overreact. You try to just think logically, see the whole picture, and then, plan accordingly, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I'm extremely appreciative for what I have and the way my days go now and what I have in my life, whether it's friends, whether it's people talking to, whatever. I couldn't be happier with what I have, and a lot of just to be a little deeper about it, man. Sometimes I get real fucked up and I get kind of down and shit. You know what I mean? But I have a lot of great people around me that I think, man, like, and just great people, great situations, circumstances, all of the above. And I can sit there and focus on, like, oh, well, what about that one thing? And as I've said on the show before, I beat myself up more than anyone. It could be taken in another regard. However, on a serious note, I think my truth is all I want to do now is appreciate what I have in front of me while I have it, live in the moment, capitalize on that, and then go to the next day.
Yeah. Well said. So to kind of encompass both, or what both of you have said, my truth is just to focus on gratitude and things that you're grateful for. And I feel like by doing that, you kind of center yourself and you set yourself up for success. One of the things that I've incorporated in my journal that I try to do and that I don't do is every day like I want to, is I try to list off in the beginning of each day just 3 things that I'm grateful for. And it doesn't have to be anything deep. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful for the fact that I have a car, that I can drive back and forth to work, or I can get to wherever I need to go safely. You know what I mean? But just by listing those sorts of things out, it really kind of shifts your mindset outside of yourself and outside of that feedback loop that you got going on in here. And it really helps you kind of like broaden your horizons. And when you carry that energy into your day, like, it just makes you more open to people and more loving towards people, and like, you know, ultimately that's what will kind of draw people to you. If you show up to work every day or wherever you go every day and you're just grumpy and, you know what I mean, you're tough to be around, like, you know, you're not going to attract the sort of people that you want to stay in your life. The people that you attract are going to be negative and they're going to be doing the same thing, you know. But if you can carry some of that positivity into your day, like, you're only going to attract people that are, you know, attracted to that. And those are the types of people that are, you know, working on the same things that you are, and that's how you grow, is by feeding off of each other. And so, yeah, I'm grateful for my friends, you guys, and other friends, and my family. Like, I'm grateful for the material things that I have. And so those are the sorts of things that I try to focus on. Like, when I get into my own head and I start getting like negative and down, like, that's what I try to do to shift my perspective, is just list some things that you're grateful for. And I feel like it really helps. So.
Hey, Travis, I just want to tell you, man, I know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
All right, man. James, you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
All right, we all know what we're saying.
We all know what we're
I
saying.
know what you mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm digging what you're playing.
And to end this episode, I want to say thank you for the gift you gave me earlier.
Yeah, of course, brother.
It's a simple gift. I hate getting gifts. I hate it.
I tried not to make a big deal out of it.
But the thing is, like, I like gifts that I'm going to like and use and want, and those are always going to be good things. So I appreciate you for doing that.
Of course.
But we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you guys are going to check out the Instagram. Make sure you guys follow us on TikTok, Minimeans Podcast, Instagram, Minimeans Podcast. And just make sure you guys are doing your part. We're doing our part. We're trying to give you guys good content. We're trying to do our thing. This was a great episode just to have some fun, answer some questions, get you guys to know who we are as people. And man, I could.
We like ass.
We like ass.
I mean, that's, if there's anything we could take away from this episode, is that we like ass.
Is we like ass, and it's a great thing to sit here with you guys and just talk and have a drink and enjoy ourselves. So
Yeah.
we're gonna. So on that note,
real quick, I do want to say, I'm gonna call on the people, because I mean, you guys are the ones I can rely on. I'm gonna call on the people that have been the loyal supporters, the ones that do me a favor, and the things that we discussed here, your movies, your TV shows, man, your fucking change your sheets and towels and everything else, man. Do me a favor and start off the conversation. Start off the comment section, man. Start it off, and let's see how much we can get going there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's really my goal. I'd like to see that. I'd like to get some feedback, some input, man. And talk to your friends about it. See what they think. Tell them to fucking put it on there. So I'm gonna challenge you guys today. You know who you are. I appreciate you, and I'm going to lean on you a little more.
yes, thank you guys.
And it's more of it's an opportunity for you to be interactive with the podcast here. And so with that said, you guys know what time it is. So okay, bye.